Good day, everyone. This is Lady Miss Ramirez, the discussant for today about a sociological perspective on the implementation of the K-12 program and its current social issues.
Hi, I'm Jane, a mother of two. I'm here to tell you about the new education system called K-12. K-12 is an education program under the Department of Education. K-12 program covers kindergarten to 12 years of basic education. It consists of 6 years of grade school, 4 years of junior high school, and 2 years of senior high school. It aims to bring the Philippine education to the next level so we can match up with the rest of the world. It teaches our kids the necessary skills to find jobs if they decide to work first before going to college. In 2016, the first batch of students will graduate from junior high school to senior high school. Now under K-12, our kids have the right to choose from 3 tracks based on what they want to pursue. The academic track prepares students who want to take up further studies in college. It is divided into 3 strands: BAM, S, and STEM. Subjects under academic track, regardless of strand, are very much broad and general. The sports and arts track nurtures, trains, and guides our kids to be future artists and athletes. The TVET track teaches and sharpens the skills of our kids based on their chosen discipline. Students taking the TVET track can choose from a wider range of specializations: home economics, agri-fisheries, and industrial arts. While information communications technology offers more modern programs like animation and programming. The TVET track also grants certificates that would greatly increase their employability if they decide to work first before going to college. No matter which program, TVET track contains a lot of specialized subjects that ensure students are ready to work and earn money right after high school. They also have an option to continue their chosen discipline into a bachelor's degree. K-12 is a program designed to address the unique and individual interests of our children for their future careers. Most private high schools will encourage students to choose the academic track to prepare them for college. But there are also other schools that offer specialized tracks that will use more career-focused education programs while still preparing them for college. One of these schools is CIIT. They offer a specialized TVET track under ICT in animation and programming that students can continue to a college degree. Let us equip our children with the skills they need to succeed. Because all of them deserve a career-focused education, our children deserve the K-12 program.
The K-12 program, implemented in the Philippines through the Republic Act No. 10533, Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, aimed to align the Philippine educational system with global standards by adding 2 years to the basic education curriculum. From a sociological standpoint, this reform reshaped not only the educational framework but also impacted various sectors of society. This report analyzes the implementation of the K-12 program through the lens of major sociological perspective: functionalism, conflict theory, and symbolic interactionism, and explores the social issues currently linked to the reform. So they have a theoretical framework, and the following are the sociological perspective. First is the functionalist perspective. The functionalist view sees the K-12 program as a means to enhance the efficiency and functionality of society. Education is considered a vital institution that prepares individuals for their future roles in the economy. Another of these is the meritocracy and workforce readiness. K-12 aims to equip students with skills for employment, promoting productivity. Social integration. Through standardized curriculum and value-laden content, students are expected to develop a shared national identity and values. And the second sociological perspective is the conflict theory. Conflict theories argue that the K-12 program reinforces social inequality, access and resource disparities. Students from impoverished communities face challenges such as lack of facilities, insufficient instructional materials, and underqualified teachers. Exclusion and labor exploitation. Some argue that the senior high school track, example the technical vocational livelihood, prepares students for low-paying jobs, serving capitalist interests rather than offering equitable opportunities. And the last sociological perspective is the symbolic interactionism. From this perspective, the implementation is viewed through the daily interactions within schools, student and teacher perceptions. Misunderstandings or resistance to the program can result from inadequate orientation or unclear rule expectations. Labeling and identity. Students in technical or vocational tracks may be labeled as less capable, affecting their self-esteem and future opportunities. And now we go to the current social issues in the implementation of the K-12. So we have 5 current issues in the implementation of K-12. First is the economic burden on families. The addition of 2 years in high school, increasing the financial obligations of parents for transportation, food, and school materials. Many low-income families struggle to support children through senior high school. Next is the infrastructure and resource gaps. Numerous schools, especially in remote or marginalized areas, lack classrooms, laboratories, equipment, and qualified teachers, undermining the program's quality. Third is the employment and higher education misalignment. Many K-12 graduates find difficulty getting jobs despite the program's promise of employability. Others face challenges in college admissions or experience curriculum redundancies. And the fourth current issue in the implementation of K-12 is the teacher readiness and workload. The shift demanded new pedagogical skills and curriculum adjustment. Many teachers report being overburdened due to adequate training and increased responsibilities. And the last is the public resistance and policy criticism. Despite being lawfully implemented, many groups, including students, educators, and parents, have criticized the program for being rushed, poorly prepared, and insensitive to grassroots realities. So in conclusion, the K-12 program viewed through sociological perspectives reveals a complex picture while aiming to modernize education and prepare youth for future rules. It also exposes and, in some cases, intensifies social inequalities. Effective implementation requires not just curriculum changes but systematic reforms, adequate resources, and social support mechanisms. For the program to fulfill its purpose, education must be made thoroughly inclusive and responsive to the diverse needs of Filipino learners. So we have here a recommendations from the report. Policy, first is the policy evaluation and feedback mechanism. Establish continuous dialogue between stakeholders for improvement. Next is the equitable resource distribution. Prioritize underfunded schools and communities. The third is teacher support and training. Invest in professional development and reduce teacher workloads. And the fourth is career path transparency. Ensure realistic employment option for graduates in each track. And the last is community engagement. Involve parents and local communities in shaping educational goals and strategies. And that would be all about my report. And thank you for listening.